21 days left until those Obamacare subsidies expire and health insurance premiums skyrocket for millions of Americans. As of now, Congress is failing to agree on any sort of bipartisan compromise, acting solely along party lines. Senate Democrats want a 3-year extension for those Obamacare tax credits. Most Senate Republicans do not want any extension, period. Their current alternative, the Republicans, is to put some money into eligible Americans' health savings accounts. Both proposals are expected to fail in the Senate tomorrow. Now, that's just the Senate side. Right now, there does appear to be more division among House Republicans on how they want Speaker Johnson to move forward there. All to say Congress is running out of time to address rising health care costs. CNN's Manu Raju is on Capitol Hill with more on all of this. Manu?
Yeah, House Republicans in particular are trying to figure out their way forward at this key moment. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, under pressure, particularly from a number of members from swing districts that were central to winning the Republican majority in the last cycle and will be central in this coming cycle as well. Some of them want an extension of those Affordable Care Act subsidies, some for 2 years and some for even for a year and the like, but they're facing resistance from not just the Speaker, but also some conservative members of the House Republican Conference who say that they do not want to provide any more money to prop up the Affordable Care Act, a law that they have derided and tried to repeal for years.
We have spent many hours trying to find a way out of the conundrum that we're in with regard to those extensions. There's a lot of people who are very concerned about Obamacare and the fact that the subsidies were created by Democrats for COVID era limited use and they want to be extended. We just can't get Republican votes on that for lots of reasons, not enough of them.
My district specifically, we're not big on Obamacare, right? So like I'm representing my district, but even then, so we understand that, you know, the health insurance cartel is pretty wild up here, so we obviously have to fix it.
Now, but tonight, Jake, a new challenge to the Speaker's position. A moderate Republican, Brian Fitzpatrick, who's one of 3 Republicans from a district that Kamala Harris won, began an effort to try to force a floor vote to extend those Affordable Care Act subsidies for 2 years with some changes along with it as well. In order to succeed, he would need all Democrats to sign on to this plan as well as a handful of Republicans. It's unlikely to succeed, Jake, but just shows you the pressure that the Speaker is under, particularly from those more moderate members who want action on this issue.
Manu, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to understand this. Republicans are criticizing Democrats because they say that money is just going to pay insurance companies, so they want to put money into people's health savings accounts for people to use. Won't they just use it to send it to insurance companies too?
Yeah, under the bill that's going to be considered in the United States Senate tomorrow, the Republican plan that has been offered by Senator Mike Crapo and Senator Bill Cassidy, part of that plan would expand the use of those health savings accounts so people can purchase those plans, either bronze plans or catastrophic insurance plans that are not currently available to them now. They say they'd be able to have greater access to different plans as part of this overall proposal if it were to become law. But certainly, Jake, that is the criticism coming from Democrats, as the president has said that he does not want this money going to the insurance companies. But Democrats say, well, ultimately, it would be. Jake.
Yeah. All right. Manu Raju on Capitol Hill. Thanks so much. That's also where we find Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, who joins us now. Senator, thanks so much for joining us. Leader Schumer, I should say.
Good evening, Jake.
It appears that there is a bipartisan way forward. Theoretically, your Democratic colleague, Senator Peter Welch of Vermont, laid some ways out, some ideas out today. Take a listen.
Some Republicans have proposed putting a cap on the income. That's something we'd be open to, or a very small copay at the bottom end. That's realistic. So if we were talking about that and the Republicans could deliver votes, I think you'd get an outcome.
Is that something you'd be willing to agree to?
Well, the key line there is Peter Welch said if the Republicans can deliver votes, they can't. Nope, they are busy fighting with each other with 100 different proposals. And none of their proposals extend the ACA credits by a day, let alone a month, a year, et cetera. And so the only real way for the Republicans to avoid the calamity, the healthcare calamity that will occur on January 1st, is for 13 of them to vote for the bill we have on the floor. It's clean, it's a 3-year extension, and it would prevent these dramatic increases of $500, $100,000 a month going to health care. The Republicans are adamant. John Thune got on the floor and said, we will not extend the ACA.
So let me just play devil's advocate for a second, sir, if you'll
Sure.
if you'll permit me. What if, in addition to the bill that you're putting on, which is just a 3-year extension of the Obamacare subsidies, what if you also put legislation that had some of those compromises that Republicans say they would find appealing, a cap, a means test on it, or an additional copay, maybe some other reforms to Obamacare, and you extended it for 1 year? Wouldn't that be worth trying?
No, the Republicans won't vote for it. The vast majority of Republicans in the Senate and in the House want no extension of ACA. Not 1 year, not 1 month, not 1 day. Furthermore, they want to add to anything they do. They said they're going to do this, anti-abortion riders, which would even go further to take away a woman's right to choose. They're all, Jake, they're all fighting with each other. There are 100 different proposals. None of them gather much Republican support. Occasionally, some of the more moderate Republicans throw out something because they're under such pressure. But their only answer, their only real answer to this is to support our bill.
With just 21 days left to address the expiring Obamacare subsidies, the Senate is set to vote tomorrow on 2 competing health care plans. One bill that is being led by the Democrats would extend those expiring credits for 3 more years, while the Republican bill would do away with it entirely and instead take the extra money from those tax credits and put it into a health savings account for Americans. Neither bill, though, is expected to have the support that it needs to pass. That means hanging in the balance are millions of Americans who could see their health care costs more than double at the start of 2026. On the other side of the Capitol, however, House Republicans have been also scrambling to find an alternate solution, but they made little headway after huddling today.
We don't coalesce easy around anything. It's just the nature of the beast.
The consensus is we need to come up with something that's, that moves the ball forward.
I don't think you're going to achieve unanimity within either conference on this issue. What we need is a compromise that gets majority support.
This has prompted one Republican senator, at least, to offer a compromise here. On Tuesday, Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas pitched a 5-pillar plan that would extend the subsidies for 1 year before converting them to health savings accounts. Senator Marshall joins me now, and thank you, Senator, for being here. I think one question people who aren't well versed in Washington might want to know is, why is the Senate voting on these plans tomorrow if neither one has the support to pass?
Well, Caitlin, I think number one is we need to recognize that healthcare is in a crisis. The Republicans want to put patients in charge rather than insurance companies. The Democrats want to just throw good money after bad money. So, in my opinion, neither one of them accomplished what we're hoping to do, but that's why the Marshall Plan will work, and we're going to get a vote on that tomorrow as well. Our bill, number one, extends the subsidies for 1 year, and then we start taking part of that money and putting you in control of your health care. We're going to put money in your health care savings account and couple that with price tags, that we're going to let patients see what all the prices are. We require every provider in healthcare to give us what the price is for your procedures. And when we couple price tags with your own savings account, then we're going to see savings. American families will save $1,000 a month if we do the Marshall Plan.
But does your Marshall Plan, not to be confused with the other Marshall Plan, does it have enough support period to pass?
Well, we'll see. We're going to find out.
Yeah, but you know.
No, I don't know. What I don't know is when people are forced to make a vote, what they may end up doing. I think that we realize, to your point, both the first 2 votes are going to fail tomorrow. We have momentum on our side. This is a bipartisan approach to the problem. We extend the current extended enhanced subsidies for a year, then we put patients in control. And then we even use belts and suspenders to help people with pre-existing conditions by establishing a high-risk pool.
But has any Democrat said they're going to vote yes on your plan?
Well, they haven't said they wouldn't vote for it yet, so we'll find out.
Okay, so you're very optimistic. But do you have all Republicans on board with your plan?
I would be surprised. There's a group of Republicans that will never vote for continuing these subsidies. Look, tackling
right. So that and your plan includes extending the subsidies. So you can't, if you can't get all support of all the Republicans and these other 2 plans that they're going to get voted on, I think some people might look at this and say, then why are you guys voting on it? Shouldn't you all still be discussing how to reach a compromise before you vote on something that isn't going to go anywhere?
Well, I think the first step is, will the Democrats accept the work we're doing on fraud? And even today, the Democrats voted down my anti-fraud bill on this. Look, a third of the patients that are on Obamacare right now did not file a claim last year for health insurance in any way, shape, or form. So we think there's $25 billion of fraud. If we can't get past the fraud issue, it's going to be hard to go beyond this. But regardless, I'm not quitting. No matter what you say tonight, I'm not quitting. I'm going to keep trying. I think we got momentum on our side.